Like, I thought we were done with these low points.
Oh god. Also, I think the last thing that I heard from you was I'm back in the fucking building.
That
Yep.
is exactly
Yeah.
what I had said.
Yeah, might have gotten cut off a little bit at the beginning.
Hey
Yeah,
everyone, this
so
is Luck. Powering on.
god damn it. Oh god. Where are my fucking notes? Do I even care? Yeah, I should probably bring up my notes. Let me get my notes. Where are they? They're somewhere.
All right. First note I have. This is the shitty Deadpool one.
Yeah, Luck was having a hard time remembering which movie this even was. Because unlike
I thought it was.
yeah, this is like a weirdly formative movie for me. But I understand if not everyone shares that for one reason
Yeah,
or
I
another.
basically during the entire build up to this movie, I kept thinking like, oh yeah, Days of Future Past. I kind of remember that one. It wasn't that bad until I was reminded like, Luck, no.
You jumped forward
It
like a whole
was
decade in this
that bad.
timeline. Like you skip past like 5 movies that are actually necessary to understand Days of Future Past.
I'm getting paid for this one.
So I'm going to start off with just the baseline of this movie's going to rank really low on this list. Not because it's technically worse than a lot of the entries we've looked at, but because it's the one that managed to piss us off. This one made us mad. This one made me mad.
I, as a person, try not to hold too closely or dearly to canon. But what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, even keeping in the context that the other X-Men movies, like I literally the tagline for X1 was that it was a good movie and a bad adaptation, that's like okay. Right? That it's like okay that it diverges a lot. It's like it's fine, you know, it does a lot of fun things. It was very important to the comic book movie genre. I appreciate it for like what it is. But the changes this one made me mad, and it made you mad, made all of us mad.
I literally had said at multiple points in the movie, this feels like it was only done in the name of the continuity.
Which is amazing and funny because so I think I make a note of this later, but there's a lot of moments actually in this movie that don't fit into the continuity for one reason or another. Um but no, actually there is exactly one reason. That reason is First Class, because First Class did not give a shit about this movie, so they did not bother coordinating any of the canon with this. So a lot of the contradictions that this movie has to canon are because First Class and New Timeline said, fuck, we don't know. This one is not canon anymore. We do not care.
Objectively the right
No, thank you.
move.
Yeah, like Emma Frost showing up in this movie, Charles walking,
Remy.
maybe a
You
few
see,
appearances
this
here
is
and
the
there.
way.
I don't
This
think
is the only way you could explain this movie.
Remy's never uh he's never contradicted, because the Channing Tatum thing is yet another separate timeline technically.
Yeah,
He's never technically this is Gambit's only appearance in like the main Fox timeline, or even just the time travel timeline.
Okay.
I will say
Whatever.
this: there is one way to accept this movie as canon without it contradicting anything. Wolverine got drunk and started to tell his backstory, but didn't care enough to actually say something.
Except like this literally isn't how Wolverine would tell it. This is the thing. Okay, so I'm
He
gonna
got
just
really drunk.
okay, so the actual first note to make about this movie, aside from the fact that we did not like it, is that at the end of the day, a lot of what is wrong with this movie is that it is a very paint by the numbers action film that is
Lacking action film.
you're just completely uninterested in doing anything original, anything interesting, even anything just visually interesting a lot of the times. The editing has odd little moments in it that just feel like baffling. And
The
none of the
amount of
action scenes,
stereotypes
All
that
all
they
the action
put
scenes are
into this
horrible.
movie.
Yeah, it's built on cliche.
And it's not even
In the
like good
previous.
cheesy cliche. It's bad cheesy
It's not
cliches.
fun. It's not a fun movie.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
Seychelle, it's not fun.
Hey, Seychelles. Yeah. But the thing is, like, remember how we were complimenting the previous X-Men's of, oh yeah, the combat, it's still pretty grounded, looks kind of good, even when we weren't impressed. Here it's like, okay, this kind of feels weightless.
Yeah, everyone's on wires, everyone's doing these crazy stunts, everyone's flipping around. Even the mutants that like even people who aren't mutants, right? Like a specific standout moment
Agent
is
Gunn.
one Agent Gunn, yes, but I think he is actually a mutant. But most especially Wade Wilson, Ryan Reynolds, Wade Wilson, as he appears the first time in this one.
Yeah.
One of the first things he does, one of the first impressive stunts he does, is he has like the swords, right? He spins them around to like deflect like 50,000 bullets. Now in Deadpool, in the Deadpool movie, they make fun of that later, where he tries that and he gets just shot like 50,000 times. But because he's Deadpool, it's fine. He just tanks it, right? In this one, he manages to deflect them all, and it's very dumb. You're like, how? No. I understand why Deadpool made fun of that, because that makes no sense whatsoever. Gambit is there doing these crazy stunts, even though Gambit should not have any powers that
Honestly,
allow for. Yeah, it's just odd.
yeah, Gambit kind of feels like he has card kinesis and can also blow him up.
Yeah, no, it can also kind of fly a little.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's uh none of the action scenes. I I called them cartoony at one point in a bad way, and I very much stick to that. There's something about if the action for your movie is too cartoony and the movie itself is not like stylistic enough to support that, how it can really like drain the stakes from a
Tonal
film.
break.
Yeah, one, yes, tonal break, but also two, if so so one thing that I'll talk to you a lot about is like how it's important that your main character feels vulnerable in some kind of way. Right? Like if not physically, emotionally, if not that, because it's important to understand that there are stakes, that when you're going into a battle, when you're going into an encounter, anything that like that there is something that could stop them, right? Some way that they can hurt, some way that they can like die,
The
right?
risk factor.
If you feel like
Something.
if you feel like none of these characters can die, and that any death that does happen, it just happens because it's pre-scripted, basically, then you're not going to feel anything in any encounter whatsoever.
Well, then you just take nothing seriously in the movie for the entire way.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's
More or
why
less.
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
having a bunch of characters who are just bouncing off the walls on wires and harnesses does not make for any kind of, like, even if Wolverine is like the badass who can't possibly be stopped, you want at least the other characters to there be something there, right? Like I've even seen movies that kind of, I'm trying to think of the exact movie that does that, where it's like it's the main character that's the unstoppable kind of
John
freaky
Wick.
one, and then it's kind of John Wick, but like that it's like everyone
It does have like
else.
side character. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that everyone else feels far more vulnerable at the end of the day. And that's kind of either the fun of it or maybe the horror of it. I don't know. Maybe like Buffy the Vampire Slayer to some extent. Buffy is a very strong character who feels invulnerable a lot of the
I'll
times.
be right back.
A lot of the fun
Alright.
is that is, she's like a tiny blonde girl, so it's like it's a bit of a subversion of expectations, and also it's like a fun power fantasy that girls get to have for once. It's
Side
fun,
note,
you know.
my main experience with Buffy the Vampire Slayer is the Elseworld episode.
Yeah, I've shown you an episode or two. But yeah, that's like part of the fun of it, that like Buffy does actually seem like this unstoppable kind of person, and mostly she's emotionally vulnerable, right? It's very much a Spider-Man kind of story, balance of life and superpower shit. But yeah, this movie though, everyone just feels invulnerable whenever someone dies. When Will.i.am dies, spoilers, it's you're just like, whatever. You're like, yep, right on time. Look at that, right on time.
Yeah.
See it a mile away.
It's just like, oh, combat scene and he's in it. Alright, he must die for continuity.
Yeah, it is just. We actually did look up his character's name, by the way. We just don't care.
It was John, I
John
think?
Wraith is his character's name.
Yeah,
but I don't.
that's the one.
But he's Will.i.am. I don't care. He was there for a Will.i.am cameo. That's all it is. But yeah, it's.
I personally would put him above just a cameo, since he technically did do a thing.
I will say the acting in this film is not incompetent. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's not like that. That's a part of the reason why I think we're like, technically this is a better film than some of the others at the bottom of this list, because the acting is not horrible. They kind of try in some scenes. Yeah, oh yeah,
They
John. Yeah,
did their best.
yeah, also,
What?
Sachel's pointing out that John Wraith was in fact a comic character. There were no movie original characters from what I could see.
Mhm.
Maybe the girlfriend. I don't know.
I'd have to look her up.
Yeah.
But
I'll find Agent Zero. Well,
even
either way.
though the actors were doing, I would say, the best they could bring, a lot of it seemed to be issues with direction.
Yeah, the problem are mainly is all the other departments, right? The writing is shit. It's derivative, it's cliche, it's probably the worst thing I can say about it is that it like at first attempts to subvert a sexist trope with like the whole like Wolverine set into action because his girlfriend dies, and then they're like, oh, but she was actually working for the bad guys. Oh, but she actually did love him, and then she dies again to give him motivation. They like subvert it only
Keep
to then
dying for
play
the
it straight,
continuity.
and it sucks and it's horrible. Girlfriend's Lucy based off on Silver Fox. Okay. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
um, that's very much like the issue with this movie, where it's like at times you can tell it like feels like it's being clever, and then it will double back and just play all the tropes and all the cliches straight. And you're just
Straight.
like, why? What? Like, why? Like, why? Um. Oh my god, I'm just. Oh yeah, so it's all the other departments that are failing for the most part, though, right? Writing sucks. The effects are bad and unfinished looking. And there was a scene or two where I was looking at it and
Oh,
I'm
the
like,
claws.
yeah. There were a few scenes where I could tell that, like, maybe this wasn't specifically the effects department. Maybe it was the director who just, it could be a cat situation. I'll have to, like, probably could have bothered to dig into the special features of this one a little heavier. But, I definitely got the vibe like it might have been a cat situation at times, where it was less that the special effects team was like slacking and more that the director said fuck them and just didn't really bother to like actually shoot anything
Provide.
or provide
Yeah.
anything like that would have been helpful for them. Logan's hair was unusually beautiful for this. Even when he was like running away like a jump from a waterfall, absolutely
What
gorgeous
was the
hair.
dumb joke I made about that?
Let me actually see. X-Men Origins Wolverine. I have a hunch, because it was shot briefly in New Zealand, clearly at one point, I have a hunch I know what studio did the special effects for this one, and if it's who I think it is, they are blameless. Um
What, Weta?
I have a feeling it might have been Weta. I have a feeling it might have been Weta.
No, this is surely is not Weta.
Let me see. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Let me see. I have a feeling it literally might be Weta. Let's see.
If it is, they're blameless.
Hmm. Um.
But while Lily is bringing that
Oh
up,
gosh.
I definitely feel more insulted seeing this than the Hulk movie.
Hmm.
Because here, it felt like there could have been something better. Because, like, the actors were so good. You know that behind I was gonna say a good director, but, like, we kind of haven't exactly had a good director, if you know what I mean. Under more competence. it, the X-Men property can surely thrive much better than what we have
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Okay.
There
I'm
was blatant disregard. Hmm?
also okay. Also, I'm checking. I cannot find any. Okay, I can't find Weta's name on any of it. Possibly they disavowed. That's possible. But they did in fact work on the effects for the Wolverine, the one where he goes to Japan. I'm gonna call just for the sake of
Oh
clarity, I'm
no.
exclusively calling that movie Wolverine Goes to Japan. Because
Yeah,
it's
no,
funny.
that's
It's
that
really
works
funny.
by me considering
Yeah.
I already got it confused with Logan.
Yeah. Wolverine Goes to Japan is a much more concise title. That should be the official title, honestly. Just calling it the Wolverine is lame and dumb and stupid. Um, what did Oh yeah. Also, there were like little editing moments that were bad. I don't know. What else as far how else can we roast these the people who made this, the people who gave their sweat, tears, labor to make this film that we're now trashing us. A couple of
All right,
PNGs.
I might have come up with a name according to Wikipedia. Let's see. More than 1,000 shots of Wolverine have visual effects in them. No, this is referring to X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, which required 3 effects supervisors and 17 different companies to work on the film.
Well, it
The
doesn't
most
look like
prominent,
it.
the most prominent was Hydraulics,
Yeah, it
who
doesn't look
also
like it.
worked who also worked in X-Men Trilogy.
Nope.
They were apparently responsible for the battle in 3 Mile Island and Gambit's powers.
Nope. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. No.
Did they just disavow the movie, or are you saying it doesn't look like they even did anything?
It doesn't look like they even did anything, and it doesn't look like there were 17 different departments working on the special effects. The special effects
No.
look cheap.
17 different companies.
Companies, yeah, 17 different companies. No, the effects look cheap as hell. Like,
I'm not sure how
how on
normal
earth?
SFX normally does things, but is it a case of too many chefs can spoil the pot?
17 companies for one movie seems a little excessive.
Excessive?
Sometimes they'll delegate, in cases where maybe there's a lot of effects, but like, maybe
There
they'll get like
wasn't a
one
lot of
main
effects in
company and they
here.
might outsource certain things. Just in the case of like,
Mhm.
let's focus on this important bit. You can have the little thing. But 17 seems
A little
excessive.
excessive.
Seems excessive. Um, movie fucking sucks. Nothing else to say. Movie sucks. Where we go? So the plot of this film, right? So the whole idea of this film. Let's like actually discuss the plot. I have like 4 pages. Well,
Alright. Victorian England, probably.
yeah. Well, first off, let's just the bare premise of the film, right? Which is the basically it's all like supposed to be Wolverine's backstory, right? Hugh Jackman was the runaway hit of the X-Men trilogy, you know. For those movies, they decided to make Logan the main character, even though, as I mentioned earlier, that's not really how the comics go down. Um, Hugh Jackman was a hit, so they were like, "Hey, let's give him a solo movie where we explore his backstory." Now, already there's a problem, right? Because Wolverine's whole place in the soap opera that is X-Men is that he's the one that got amnesia, right? He's the one who's past, the grizzled man whose past is shrouded in mystery. So, uncovering all that
Remained a
mystery
mystery.
should have remained a mystery. Uncovering all that mystery by making this movie at all, already shows a misunderstanding of what actually makes the character interesting. Like, one of the coolest things about the Logan movie is that it's low key a western, right? It's like a cowboy movie almost.
What do you
And
mean low key?
high key a western. It is a western.
It absolutely is.
And the thing about westerns, right, is that like, yeah, you want your guy to be shrouded in a bit of
Sorry.
you want your guy to be shrouded in a bit of mystery.
Welcome
It's
back. We
all right.
just barely started talking about
Yeah.
the plot.
You want your guy to be shrouded in a bit of mystery. So even just making this film in the first place, a mistake. Shouldn't have
Ruins
done
some
it.
of the mystique.
Shouldn't have done it. Ruins the mystique. And nothing is gained, honestly, by even just the way they do it. Nothing is gained by it. Nothing made him more charismatic. Nothing. This movie's really obsessed.
Nothing made us care about him more.
Yeah, Loki Western Loki. There should definitely be a Western Loki variant. Someone's probably already made that art. Someone's made that art.
Absolutely. You know, let me look that up.
Oh my god, where was I? It was the movie was a mistake from the get-go. And the movie's also like strange. Oh yeah, the movie's strangely obsessed with like softening him to the audience.
Oh yeah.
Giving him certain moments where it's like, Wolverine I think is at his best when he's like, one, shrouded in mystery, and 2,
Morally.
a little morally fucked up, I think he's more fun when he just kills people. So we'll discuss
He
some of the
kind of
things.
felt a little more Scott-like here, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's yeah. Sorry, don't get me started about how Fox Wolverine basically absorbs a lot of like Scott's interesting attributes. Don't get me started about that. I fucking hate that shit.
I mean, if not now, then when?
Yeah, well, he does. He absorbs a lot of Scott's more interesting attributes.
Character traits.
Yeah. Um but like Logan and I don't know. Logan should be morally a little fucked up, I think. And what they do even just in this prologue is odd, honestly. It feels like I don't know. Like they couldn't trust the audience with a character that was just like a little fucked up, I mean, the weird thing is that that's actually quite at odds with how action movies oftentimes go about things. I feel like, you get action movies like I don't know, like Rambo or John Wick, which I mean, obviously John Wick was after this one, but Rambo was before, and there's definitely, some parallels to Rambo here and now as far as how this one presents itself, especially,
Yeah,
some of
well,
the
specifically Rambo 1 with
yeah.
the military aspect of things.
Yeah. And Rambo is like a fucked up guy, right? He's like not a
Yeah,
he's not a good guy. He's sympathetic because he's like at the end of the day
you
a victim
get,
of the machine.
but he's not good.
He's not. And
What was the one quote? Not good, never good. I'm still just human.
mm. But the funny thing is that this movie also has its little Vietnam moment, just like in Rambo. But in that one specifically, Logan was trying to stop Victor Creed from mowing down the like farmers. He was like, no, it's enough. No, stop it, Victor. No, we can't shoot these. And I'm like, I just thought it was funny,
That ain't Wolverine.
No, I feel like that if taken out of context, they're like, oh my god, can't believe Lily actually thinks that Vietnam war crimes are good. No, no, not what I'm saying. I just don't understand why Wolverine cares. I don't understand why he specifically cares. It feels out of character for him to care when he's literally just going to wars seemingly because he's bored.
Yeah. Like, literally, oh yeah, we should probably mention. Victorian child shot, some
Yeah,
dead, he's with his
yeah,
brother,
yeah,
whatever.
but yeah, that's the whole
But
backstory.
basically, there's just, yeah.
Opening
There's just
credits
a
are
small
just
montage of him and his brother just going to wars for the fun of it. Civil War, World War One,
they're
World War
Canadian. What were they
Two.
doing in the Civil War?
Who fucking knows?
But yeah, I mean, at least World War One and Two makes sense. But World War Two, there was a bit of a continuity error. Haha, gotcha. Where he's definitely shown in going like storming the shores in Europe. When in Wolverine goes to Japan, Wolverine's wacky adventures in Japan. He was shown to have been there when the bomb
Pacific.
dropped in Nagasaki.
Yeah.
So continuity error, ding. I don't care. Yeah, but kill it. Murder it.
Bane.
Think. Yeah, he's like shown to have like a fucked up little I don't know. He's just be more of a fucked up little guy. I think that'd just be more fun. I think he's just a better character when he's just worse. Let him have his people, right? I think that's why people sometimes point to Wolverine as like the perfect like chaotic neutral kind of superhero, because it's like he has no like real internal moral compass at his best. Like what he has is he has people that he cares about. He will do anything for those people.
He's with is his moral compass.
Yeah. He doesn't have like scruples. He just has people that he cares about that he would defend until his dying breath, and that's like the fun.
And that doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't happen here.
No, it does not. You just put him on like a revenge story with kind of very loosely thinned threads together.
This also continues my thesis of Wolverine is at his best not when he's being action hero man, but when he is given a plucky female sidekick or Kurt. That's when he's at his best. Logan, plucky female sidekick. X1 and 2, plucky female sidekick and Kurt also in 2. X-Men 3, bad, horrible. We don't want to talk about that one either. No plucky female sidekick. Him and Rogue don't talk in that one.
Yes, but I will say this. Let's not fall back on the morals of this isn't this character, this is a bad adaptation. Let's discuss why it is bad on its own.
Yeah, we don't have to discuss this or morphs. Shall correct. That was a good episode of X-Men 97. It's bad on its own. On its own, it's a trite action movie with nothing really to offer anyone. If you're an action movie fan, please watch anything else. Like I don't just
literally just
literally
Heck,
watch anything else.
Heck, if you're really looking for a good superhero action movie, Iron Man just came out last year?
In this timeline, yes.
In this timeline, yes.
Yeah, and as much as we did like harp on Iron Man for the politics or leave something to be desired. It's like a good movie. It's like an entertaining watch. It's the characters are charactering. The directing is directing. It's good.
There's chemistry with some of the characters on screen too.
Mm-hmm.
I like the actors. Like it did a lot good.
Now, the one thing about this movie though is that so this movie despite how shit it is, and despite the fact that I don't think anyone likes it necessarily, it has been oddly informative as far as Wolverine's backstory goes. Like it is, people do look to it for a lot of little details. I think Sachel pointed out this is the first time they call him James. Before his name was just Logan. So this is the first time James Howlett gets brought up. I don't know if they say the name Howlett at any point.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought his name was Jimothy.
Jimmy. Jimothy. Fucking hell, Jimothy.
Sorry, that's my brain just being stupid. No, Jimmy, just because that's what Sabretooth kept calling him.
No, yeah, James. This is the first time the name James gets brought up. It's I don't know, I think the war thing was already a thing, though Captain America not being here, I mean, obviously they weren't going to put him in because rights were split at this point, but
yeah,
he's buddies with Cap in the comics and a lot of the cartoons.
But even then, that would have, if they included him somehow for some reason, that would have felt a bit cheap.
Would have been funny, but yeah, would have been a bit cheap maybe. Imagine they did a little just a little cameo, right? Just a little Easter egg. Like maybe they showed the shield or something. Just sneak it in there. Just sneak it in there a little. Sneak it in there a little. Okay. That could have been fun.
That's fine, but it wouldn't have elevated it any, in my opinion.
No,
it would have been cute.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have elevated shit. But okay, I believe this is also the one where Victor and Logan being brothers. That's not, it's not necessarily used as canon going forward. Some people, not every canon just adopts that in the same way that James just got adopted as that's the de facto name of Wolverine before all the memory loss and such. But people do still sometimes use it as a plot point of their secret brothers, because the X-Men is a big soap opera, so them being secret brothers is hardly even odd. It's within honestly, regulation.
It's within trite drama.
Yeah, so I'll see people sometimes throw that in, and I think this movie is what started that as well. If I'm wrong, I don't care enough to look. Yeah, I don't know, little things like that. I've seen occasional fan fiction reference this movie, use it as a reference point, because technically for the Foxverse, this is when Scott and Wolverine first met, kind of, sorta. Yeah. And also, it's more reason to I don't know, right Scott Summers suffering. So, people occasionally some fans latch onto it for that reason. Especially if, you happen to be the right age when you
doesn't make
watched
the
it.
movie any better.
No, I'm just kind of listing ways where it's like this movie did have like an iota of influence on like perception and on how this character was treated going forward, and some of it was good and some of it was bad, some of it was just neutral. It's important to understand it in context because regardless of how shit this movie was and is, it did do well. It like I believe it did actually do well in the box office, and it was popular and a lot of fucking people watched it. Let me actually even double check what was the box office total. Let's see. Yeah, so it made 150 and it costed 150 and it made 373. Made a profit.
I mean, yeah, that
Actually,
tracks.
kind
Because
of,
keep them. Oh, go on.
I'm just surprised because that's better than the Thor.
Yeah. But
Uh, I feel like a lot of this was going off of goodwill from the previous X-Men movies as well.
Probably. I mean, we did have like Iron Man in there, so there was a bit of a hype train.
there was a hype train, and remember, Hugh Jackman was the standout hit from those movies. He was everyone's
Yeah,
favorite, and this was like an X-Men
His
movie
was
where
movie.
Mr.
where
X-Man.
Hugh Jackman is the center of it. That was going to do
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, even though it was a poor movie, I think it still accomplished what it set out to accomplish.
What is that?
Keep X-Men on people's lips and make money off of Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fair. Because I was like, what the fuck did it accomplish? It ruined so much. Fucking
Yeah, but it kept
yeah,
X-Men on people's minds, and
goddamn.
it made money off of Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, but what it got? Let's go through this sheet more,
Irrelevance. They
right?
made 3 more movies.
Yeah. So Wolverine and Victor are having their journey or having their adventures across time, right? They're doing their whole war thing in the opening credits crawl, and they fuck up. Vic murders the shit out of someone, go to firing squad, and that's when they get like picked up by young ish General Stryker, who wants to send them on like a special task force. This is where you get the whole thing with Wade and Will.i.am and some others. Fred before he got. We'll talk about fucking Fred. Oh my god. Because there's a lot to talk about Fred.
Yeah.
I was
And
gonna say must we, but
yeah.
we must.
So the funny thing is that I think that they go on like literally one mission, and then Wolverine like leaves because he's like, oh, this is fucked up morally. I don't want to do this. They're like hunting people or something. Or I wasn't paying that close of attention, honestly.
They tried to
The
kill
one
an
mission then
entire
says I
village.
quit.
Yeah.
Very Gen Z.
And
But
then later the whole rest of the movie is framed as a like Victor's hunting down the old gang when it's like you met the old gang once ever. Like
it doesn't establish like any strong reason.
No,
it.
they don't have any kind of rapport. They're not like
they did one single mission and then had decided, or Logan had decided, sorry guys, this isn't for me, I'm out, bye.
The movie frames it, yeah, like it's like the gang is getting hunted. My old gang is getting hunted. That's like supposed to be. That's the idea behind it. But no, it's like no, they have no. I'm shocked he even recognized Will.i.am. He met him once. I'm sure. Then the whole thing is like of like Wade at the end being mutilated. It's supposed to be like an emotional gut punch or something, right? Oh, they did that to this guy that I knew, but it's like no, he has no character. He has 2 lines ever. They kind of hint at like they keep on saying he's like mouthy or that he talks too much, but he doesn't really. Like
he had less lines than Will.i.am.
He's quiet if anything. And so it's just like I can see the cliche that the movie was going for. It just doesn't bother to develop it because again, Wolverine has to have scruples, so he leaves after like one mission when it's clear that they're doing fucked up things. And he goes off to go get a girlfriend in the Canadian Rockies. who definitely, I mean, just, you know, it just has all the bearings of like a dead wife flashback, you know. Just has
Her
the look of a
character
dead
kind of
wife
does feel
flashback.
like dead wife flashback.
Yeah, yeah, you know, she has like the tousled hair and like the wearing the soft flannel, and she's like, "You're such a good man, Logan. You're such a," you know. It's dumb. It's dumb. Um uh like, and yeah, she dies like really quickly. But not, oh wait. The racist fake Native American myth.
Oh goodness.
So Jill pointed this out that so dead wife, future dead wife, um she tells Logan a myth about the Wolverine that's supposedly from a local tribe. This is what gets him to make his name, to turn his name, to have his, to, you know, take the name Wolverine. But apparently it's a fake myth. Apparently it's just some shit that the writers made up.
That's crazy.
And so that's fucking insane. That's really really
They
fucking
couldn't
funny.
even bother to do like
Like
maybe a
research like a
quick
real
Google
myth.
search to like a
Yeah.
real thing.
Yeah, just because they wanted like a reason for him to be called Wolverine. So they wanted to, yeah,
And they couldn't
yeah.
just say it's based off the animal, because that animal isn't marketable.
Who cares? Like, what does Victor have some his own made up Native American myth as to why he's called Sabretooth? Like, who gives a shit?
They can
Yeah,
still
but
do
that's
a
the thing about
twist, but at least put some research into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, Lily, going back to what you said, but Sabretooth is a name that has a cool animal associated. Have you seen pictures of a Wolverine?
But the whole point of the Wolverine, right, is that they're like little and hairy, and they're little fuzzy shits that don't
With a big
fucking
attitude.
die. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
but have you seen
yeah.
Hugh Jackman? We need to start comparing him to a wolf in the first movie.
God, I
so...
hate it. I hate it. I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here.
It's for the continuity, Lily. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Oh, remind me of that once we get to the dog tags.
Oh God. So anyway, a girlfriend dies, but not really. It's actually a plot by the bad guys. I don't care. And so you find that Vic is hunting down the old war buddies, right? Except they're not old war buddies because they only met once. And you know, it's like, you know, the like twist you see from a mile away, right? Like, yes, Stryker is working with Vic. Like, yeah, obviously, like, duh, this is all a big ploy. It's convoluted and stupid, the reason exactly why they're doing it, but you know, it's predictable, like, that they're working together. Just, you know, the details of it are the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Is this movie easier to discuss if I just decide to put all the twists out on the table?
I feel like it. I
Okay.
mean, to be
I mean,
fair, the twists
they're
are kind of...
predictable.
The twists are
I
dull.
was going to say weak-wristed, but that works too.
They're dull. They're
weak-wristed. That's just fucking
and they're
gay.
cheesy.
God. Great. Like they're like, it's okay. So the whole idea of the plot, right, is that so Stryker wants Logan to go through this Weapon X experiment, right? He wants him to get the goo, get the adamantine injected in him, because he's pretty sure he's the only one that can survive the procedure. That's the implication anyway. I don't think they say that like explicitly. But
I mean, they kind of say, like, Sabretooth, you'll die if you get this spa treatment.
yeah, but Wolverine, Logan, they're like sure, like, yeah, he has a chance. He has like a single chance in hell of not dying. So he wants him for this experiment. He wants him to become like their perfect little weapon, right? So his plan for doing that is to first, step one, enlist a telepath to seduce him.
Psychologically, yes.
Step 2, have that telepath die in front of him, framing it on, even though she's just faking her death, but blaming it on Victor. Step 3, uh uh like basically paint Victor as enemy number 1 and have Wolverine come in to do the experiment so he could kill the shit out of Victor out of revenge. And step 4, I don't know, he kind of just escapes immediately. They don't see that coming for some reason. He kind of just escapes instantly, and they're like, "Oh no, we made him unstoppable." They're like, "Yeah, I thought that was
Oh
the
no,
point."
this guy that hates us, we turned in unstoppable. Who
Yeah,
could have seen him hating us?
who could have seen that coming?
Yeah. Also, side note, Kayla, that's the dead wife's name.
I don't care.
She's apparently doing this because her sister is in prison with Stryker.
Makes me wonder how
And Saber
long Emma Frost and the others were imprisoned. It was years?
a time. It's unspecified, don't worry about it. And Sabretooth is doing this because
He was bored.
eh,
Yeah, he was bored.
it's like kind of implied he wants the procedure, but like they never were gonna give it to him.
Sabretooth is just the goon that every bad guy gets when you just want a goon to fight Wolverine. You just get Sabretooth. He's just there. Goon for hire. You gonna fight Wolverine? He's there. It sounds like fun.
You just put an ad in the newspaper that says, "Hey, I want to fight Wolverine," and then before you even send it out, Sabretooth's there.
He's there. He
Saying like,
shows up.
I'm in.
All right, I'm in. What's your politics? Don't give a shit. We're in.
I'm fighting Wolverine. That's all I need to know.
Don't care what you're going for. Don't care what your goals are. Just Wolverine. That's it. But then, so step 4 is shrugs shoulders. Everything goes horribly wrong because, like, this is the main plot, of course. Wolverine's like on the lam, searching. He runs away naked from the lab, straight into the arms of a kindly couple from Montana, where even though it's clearly shot in New Zealand. Who take him in, which we were trying to explain. This is also like a common comic book action movie kind of thing of like the kindly southern couple taking in the strange man, being oddly tolerant of him, despite how he destroys their fucking sink at one point, with bad CGI claws. That's like a thing.
They are better. Yeah, they're better people than me because if a stranger I let live with me like sliced my sink, I'd be like, "What the fuck? Get out of here!"
The like folksy southern couple,
in Montana, New Zealand.
Yeah, the folksy southern couple like helping out the heroes is like a trope. It happens. Like it's
Yeah,
even a recent X-Men comic that did it again. Like Ma and Pa Kent are arguably that as well.
Yeah, like I know we had talked about it before. Like I feel like I've seen it happen multiple times, but I can't think of any specific examples besides like Ma and Pa Kent.
It happens in it happens in Logan. It's a funny thing as well. I'm trying to think of like examples that happened prior to this in like comics.
I mean, I'm just meaning media in general, not even just comics.
It was comics media in general. Yeah. I'm blanking. I'm super blanking. Right? Yeah, I know what happens. I know it does happen a lot. I'm absolutely blanking. Gazes at my DVD shelf. Anything there? Anything that I'm missing in my brain?
Yeah, Quickspeed, you got something?
Honestly, like just this movie is just bad. Like I'm like it's boring.
We're thinking more like specific examples about southern couples taking in random heroes, but we'll take the
I want to hear Quickspeed.
Yeah, go off.
I mean, like even with the southern couples thing, like I'm trying to think of a movie where I've seen that trope. I know the trope exists, but like I'm not someone who watches like a lot of movies. So, like, there's cowboys. Yeah, like I can't think of one at this time, but like I know it happens more often than not.
Let's check out tvtropes.com.
Yeah. While Lily looks that up, Quickspeed, you're saying something about how bad this movie is. Do tell, I want to hear.
Phone call.
Let me see.
He's wanting my freaking attention today right now, I swear.
That's
Oh
hilarious.
my gosh. My cat's freaking chipped my nail. Now I'm taking phone calls and I'm like, what do you want?
Brother, I get that.
So hold on, give me like 5 minutes. Oh my gosh.
Let me see. Lucky got anything before? I'm trying to look up, see what I can
No, I
find
was
here.
waiting.
No?
Damn.
Okay.
I don't know, what other tropes can I think of that I feel like I've seen a lot of, but like can't remember? Like if I am to like think along that train of thought line, also yes, this is incredibly tangential to the movie. Can you tell how much we care about it? Uh, I feel like there's a trope around of old man with dog.
Old man with like in what context? That's pretty vague.
Old frontiersman man with a dog living in the woods.
I guess, but that's again still really vague.
Again, I was just trying to think of more tropes that I feel like I've heard of but haven't seen.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, I know you pull it up yet.
Okay.
yeah, I'm just looking through, but I'm not
Welcome back.
finding. I'm not TV trope. TVtropes.com used to be more fun. Boo. Not find anything really good. Um, let's just move on. Honestly,
So
at this
mom
point,
pa cat was shot.
yeah, mom and pa can't fucking die. And you don't
I
care.
don't get the script. I don't get the script decision in this, where agent or hold on, a striker says, "All right, guys, go get Wolverine," and it's kind of assumed like they're just gonna kill him. Agent Gunn, I think his name was Agent Zero actually. Agent Gunn
Agent Gun.
goes by, snipes the Monpaw Kent, and then is like, "Oh no, Wolverine killed them. Let's kill him." Like what does that change?
Would have
What wasn't that
would have
always the goal?
would have
Did I
sunk
miss something?
would have sunk in more if that character was known as being particularly a dick, but he's not a character.
Yeah. So like script wise, like okay, what is that really doing here? Because I feel like we were kind of already on the U.S. military versus Logan type train.
It's again just the issue of this movie is just a bunch of cliches far too heavily condensed, right? Like the elderly couple is introduced, they are kind to him for 5 seconds, and then they are dead within I think like maybe like 5 runtime minutes total. You know, the Agent Zero or
He did
whatever,
wreck
right?
their bathroom before, so destruction of
Yeah.
property and then just dead.
Agent Zero introduced. We see him do a cool stunt. He has no meaningful lines, but the way he's treated in the script, you get this idea that yeah, he's supposed to be like especially a dick because Wolverine blows him the fuck up. Like Wolverine takes this. He's the only one from the old gang
Cool
that
guy.
Wolverine kills at all, much less in that kind of horrible
Yeah.
way. So it's like okay, I understand the shape of the cliche and the story beat they're going for, but
But you don't buy it.
yeah, they're not even doing the bare minimum to make if you know.
You know what I
Yeah.
think they were trying to do here? They were trying to make a movie like Blade 1 where it was just action. But instead of just but the thing is
No.
they did the action
No.
first and tried to force the emotional part into it.
No, I disagree.
Rather than just
No,
really?
I disagree.
I
Blade.
just think the emotional part was super forced rather than just make an action movie.
No,
like Blade 1.
No, I disagree with that. I would disagree that that was the intention because like Blade 1 is like a highly stylistic action movie. It stunts first, you know. They were everything else was secondary. The acting, the script, everything was just as streamlined as possible in favor of just making a very stylish looking movie with a bunch of punches in it, right? Martial arts, not much else. This is more like the action movie complete with main character that you're supposed to find relatively sympathetic, a dead girlfriend, a skeleton that I'll bet you anything. What was definitely there from the beginning was not tacked on. But like, you know, that they also failed in making any action scenes and that it is also stupid is like incidental to the fact that like no, the intention was to make a very by the numbers kind of action movie, but they did not even succeed in that because you know, if it was at least a success, if at least any one cliche was done well, you know, we would have said something, but none of it was.
Well, honestly, this is made worse as well because they had X2 as a reference point, and they just did not.
This is very different from the other X-Men movies.
I know, but I'm just saying if they wanted to incorporate like emotional buildup, X2 does that really well and still has very interesting action scenes.
Yeah,
But like if they were struggling at some point in the writing to just do that, I think it would have been a good reference point at the very least, even if this story is completely different, just for tempo.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like even just the bare premise of these are so different. X2 is like a, I don't know, like a, I struggle to call it like a political thriller, but it is political, and it is like there was like
mystery element,
a mystery and a message core to it, right? And like everything kind of hangs off of that. Everything is in support of that. It's not really like just a paint by numbers action movie. It's much more of an ensemble piece, which is unusual for an action film. This is so trying, like, I think honestly if they wanted a skeleton to reference, what we had referenced earlier, Rambo would have been the better thing.
Is that the lizard movie?
Rambo?
Oh my god, you don't know movies. Holy shit.
I don't.
No wonder the best comparison you can make up are movies that we've seen for this series. Okay.
I literally had.
Oh my god. You don't know what fucking Rambo is?
You know?
You don't know what fucking Rambo is?
I'm gonna do a Google search right now!
Oh my god.
Are you familiar with what PTSD is?
Oh my god.
Okay, I looked this up. No, I don't know what this movie is.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
Are you familiar
oh
with
my. We
the
should have watched
concept of
Rambo.
PTSD?
Oh my motherfucker. We should have watched Rambo for our homework.
That would have been good homework.
We should have watched I assumed everyone's seen Rambo, or at least you've watched your dad watch Rambo. I assumed.
I know this actor's face, but I didn't
Yeah, Sylvester
know
Stallone.
Okay.
Oh my god. He's like the most he's like what, maybe the second most famous action star of the like 90s and 80s.
I did not know his name.
Probably.
Oh
like,
my
maybe
god.
being out by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. I love us both just saying like Sylvester Stallone, like in sync there. Just so frustrated.
I don't just
Okay.
like I know that guy. Fucking
I'm
Sylvester.
sorry that I'm not a movie
Sylvester
lover.
Stallone, you mean? Oh my god. And then oh my god, and then you had the audacity to be all offended when I was like, yeah, Quicksby, your media diet could use some work. You had the fucking
Just
audacity.
because I don't watch
You had the
movies
fucking
doesn't mean I'm
audacity.
not
Oh,
watching everything
oh
else.
shush. Oh shush. You have after that you have no right to say a single thing.
Whatever.
Quicksby. I just have a question out of pure curiosity. Do you know what Die Hard is?
That does sound familiar.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You know what? I have an idea. Are you familiar with Paul Blart Mall Cop?
Mall Cop?
Oh my god. How?
I don't watch movies.
How?
We showed this to you. That's the.
We showed her two. We showed her two mixed with Dark Side of the Moon.
You know, this is why I've forgotten Lord of the Rings twice. Just movies don't stick in my head.
Oh
they just don't.
my god. Yeah, I'm starting to understand that.
Lord of the Rings.
I'm starting to
Yes,
understand
I've watched
that.
the whole thing twice and I've forgotten it twice.
I'm starting to understand that.
Only?
Okay, so twice isn't that much.
Hey, it's one of the few things I could say I tried to watch twice.
Watch that shit once a year.
I wanted to like it like everyone else.
I watch that shit once a year.
That's me.
Okay. So the themes that me and Luck kind of glossed over, I'm gonna try and re-explain them for Quicksby here. So Rambo and look.
I'm so sorry that I'm the dumbest person in the room.
And look. No. That's not what we're saying.
You're
That's not what we're
not
saying.
dumb. You're just ill-informed.
Yeah. Okay.
That means I'm dumb.
No,
No,
that
it does
means
not.
you haven't consumed enough.
Yeah. Okay. You're not dumb. You just haven't read the text. Luck, support me. It's been too long since I saw this movie on like cable, like years ago.
All right, so PTSD-ridden man goes to America. Life is kind of shit.
Yeah.
Then he kind of has a
this
break,
Rambo?
and he's like,
Yes.
goes
Look, I
elsewhere.
feel you're going entirely too fast. Okay, so the whole idea of Rambo is right. So the guy Rambo, played by Sylvester Stallone, he went to Vietnam, right? He was in the Vietnam War. He was like amazing. He was like the best soldier, but he also committed like a ton of war crimes and also had the shit tortured out of him. So he's like this morally complicated guy with a lot of mental baggage who comes back to the States and like is basically despised. Yeah, like he has no
Context for the
yeah.
Vietnam War, but this was a very common thing where people would go in thinking there'd be heroes. Then they do a lot of stuff, oftentimes doing a lot of drugs as well to cope, and then come back and find the public absolutely hated them.
Now, the whole idea of people protesting specifically the soldiers or even just discriminating against the soldiers itself seems to largely be not true. But at the same time they were hardly given a warm welcome, and they were not really given the tools they needed to readjust after arriving back.
PTSD science wasn't exactly well understood back then.
PTSD was barely beginning to become a term around that time, much less
They used to use shell shocked before this.
Yeah, so
It was the Vietnam War that made them think, maybe there's something going on here.
Yeah. So Rambo, you know, he comes back into town, and he is subsequently harassed by the local police officers. Not only harassed, he's tortured by them. They
harass him unfairly, throw him into a cell.
Mm-hmm. And it's quite horrible. It sends him into all kinds of flashbacks, and the actual like meat of the movie is basically him in the forest hunting them for sport, and it is supposed to be both cathartic as well as it is deeply worrying and tragic. Yes, the idea that it's like, he never quite made it out of the forest.
Sounds way more interesting than whatever Wolverine was trying to do.
Yes,
exactly why we made the comparison.
Yes,
because you can kind of start to see some of the parallels we were getting at now. Of Wolverine, his going to war, not exactly being fully okay due to his experiences there, nor having fully left it.
Then he's dragged back in, tortured, and then all he wants is revenge, right? But the thing about Rambo, I mean, ignore the sequels. The sequels do weird things, but
the sequel's kind of just like, people like Sylvester Stallone.
The sequels
as an
fuck it
up. Star. Let's do that.
The sequels fuck it up major.
Okay, well, what's new? That happens in games too.
But the
first one.
Yeah. But the first movie, there's definitely an intentionality there of like, Rambo is not okay. This is not a healthy way to be. This is fucked up that this even happened. And multiple systems, multiple levels, multiple people failed here. And Rambo is kind of a monster. But
Rambo symbolizes the hyperbole, the max points. What's the word I'm looking for here?
I don't know. He's
the extreme of American PTSD coming back home.
He's both a representation of toxic masculinity as well as a representation of the ways that we fail men in this country.
Yes.
And how those things are intertwined a lot of the times. It's very interesting. And clearly Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine is taking a lot of notes from that, but it's not actually understanding the message of any of that. Because again, Wolverine is he's too much of a good boy. Right? One, he didn't want to do those war crimes. He didn't do those war crimes. Don't worry about it. And any sort of like exploration into his psyche completely thrown aside in exchange for really cheap looking action scenes. Oh fuck, he left the worst time. God damn it. So this is why this is also why I've been like continuously trying to say like Wolverine should be more like this, Wolverine should be more like this. It's not just adaptation, but it's like I can see the inspiration this movie's taking from. If it were more like that inspiration, it would be a better movie. But instead it's trying to I don't have its cake and eat it too, and it's just weird, just odd. It just doesn't quite. None of the emotions are landing here.
They don't stick. They're just thrown at the wall.
Yeah, it's. I think
our watch party didn't feel, and we
were
our
bored.
Watch party was like
horrifically
we were
bored. I think so many movies would benefit from. So many writers would benefit from just allowing themselves to be a little meaner towards their main characters sometimes.
I will be honest, I would be that writer that just can't be mean.
No, you got to be mean to your characters. I think you legitimately just have to. Because if you're too precious about them, this is how you get shit like this. You get a Logan that does not feel like himself, a character that feels like it's saying nothing, it's doing nothing aside from just kind of generally being cool. And
but this is
because
why
it's such a shit movie, it's not even being
writer,
cool.
Because it's all fluff and coziness.
That's why fanfiction I mean, I feel like I've grown more and more critical of fanfiction in my old age at this point. Old age, I'm turning 27 in a week, whatever. But like I've grown more and more critical of it. I even have like a post on TikTok at this point that I made about fanfiction being about the practice of making fanfiction being an amazing thing that I quite love, and I love that it exists, but also that functionally most of it is junk food, just easy access, no nutritional value fluff, right? That's not really going to teach you anything real about like writing or literacy or literary devices, and how a lot of people are like, while it can help get people into reading that might not otherwise, it also, like, you can't stop there. Stopping there is doing nothing for your own literary skills. So like, that, and this is kind of part of why it's like, you can't just have stories where it's all just fluff, no conflict, no content.
I mean, there still needs world building. I'm just saying, there's just some things I just wouldn't do in terms of being mean.
That's why it's
because I think all of my favorite stories usually have a lot of world building in them, even if it's not like angst world building.
Well, there's
just
there's more than one way to do a story. Obviously not every story has to be incredibly. Not every story has to be like a dense character study that is mean-spirited or whatever. And there is a difference between being a little mean to your characters and being mean-spirited, of course. But still, I think as a rule, more writers would benefit if they were less precious towards their characters, and if they, allowed them to struggle a little, or allowed them to be a bit more morally fucked up at times.
Trials by fire helps build character development.
Yeah, and if every, not... sometimes fluff is fine, right? I like Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is like probably the game I have the most hours plugged into at this point.
Really? How many hours?
I don't know, maybe 500 or some shit. It's a lot. Maybe for an intense gamer that's baby numbers, but like I'm not like a League player with 1,000 hours logged into it.
You know how many games I have 1,000 hours in?
Yeah, I don't want to know. But like I like fluffy games. I like experiences that are just comforting. I have my comfort shows. I like Moomin Valley. I like Moomin Troll. Those can be good, and they can have their own ways of being challenging, or even serve a function in the ways that they're unchallenging sometimes. But for a gritty action movie about someone who's been to literally every war ever, and where the inciting incident is his wife dying, I would think that it would want to engage with him a little more seriously. I miss my wife,
Scott. I miss her a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're describing, like, I was trying to articulate to Quixby like why some writers would benefit by being a little meaner to their characters sometimes, and why I think this is a little soft on Logan at times in the ways it characterizes him and all that. Again, once you see Logan, once you see that movie, you will understand everything I am saying, and you will understand exactly how good we can have it when it comes to Logan characterization. You will understand. And you will realize fully why this is absolute
Not it,
dog shit.
Chief.
Not it, Chief. Oh my god, I had took the note of him Akira sliding with his claws. I forgot about that. Oh my god. How dare this movie have an Akira slide in it? I hate it. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Next scene is where he meets up with Fred. He finds Will.i.am, meets up with Fred. Fred's fat now.
Oh, you know what? Before we get into that hot topic, because of the story, aka mostly because of continuity, he has dog tags that say Wolverine. I don't know why he said make me the Wolverine. It just is.
It's in honor of his dead wife. Of his future past dead wife. Obviously, and the racist story she told. The racist fake ass story she made the fuck
Insane.
up. I'm now choosing to believe that the character in canon made it up.
I was about to say we can actually argue that.
Yeah, that's what I'm believing now.
Yeah, Stryker's just there through radio, just saying like, "Quick, get him to name himself the Wolverine. That sounds so good for branding."
Oh god, he orchestrated that too. That'd be like great for like the parody version of this. Like it was all according to my plan, Logan.
It was me, Logan. I was your wife. Every time she said I love you, it was me.
I was feeding her the lines, Logan. No, not Scooby. Oh my god, you don't even know what we're referencing. Oh, whatever. Oh, whatever.
Do you know you could probably make an entire bloopers clips when we're done with all these Marvel Mondays of just me not knowing shit?
It's like, oh fuck, now we have to show her Flashpoint paradox. Fuck.
To be fair, Lily and I just unfairly share a brain cell for some fucking reason.
That is the issue. Oh gosh.
I'll just keep my autistic self towards video games.
No, increase your autism. Take more Tylenol.
Take more Tylenol.
Join us.
Do it. Okay, so Fred shows up. He's fat now. He's gained a lot of weight. He was like it's all like really bad prosthetics too. Right? They couldn't even just like hire a bigger actor. They could just hire a fat actor. They have to put him in ugly ass prosthetics.
He doesn't even look okay. Well, he doesn't even look the way a fat person looks.
No,
or
it's
a
horrible.
Heavyset person.
It looks
it's
awful.
Bad.
It looks awful. They
it
put him in a
was the worst
shirt
I've
that
ever
says "Save the
seen.
Whales." The fucking "Save the Whales" shirt. Oh, that was heinous. That was fucking heinous. I can't believe they did that to him.
Listen, fat bastard from Austin Powers.
Oh god,
more realistic than this.
Hearing that phrase activated me. Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Am I wrong?
And the thing is even people who are like heavily overweight, like 600 pounds plus, don't even look like that in the way the fat accumulates.
No, because
his suit.
It's a horrible like
rendering.
It's not a real really person.
Bad. No.
It's like they weren't even trying to make it a real person.
No, he instead just looks like a weird freak. It's so offensive. Everything about the way he styles is offensive. The fact that like they show him with a tattoo of a girl he likes, and then rather than the skin stretching naturally, she just looks fat now on his arm. She just looks fat. They just redrew her fat on his arm.
Redid it.
Oh god, it's
so much was bad about it.
No, and the worst thing too is that Fred is, I hesitate to even call him his like superhero name, the Blob. He's more of a villain.
That's
than a
also
superhero.
Very loaded.
He's a very loaded character in the comics. Because it's one of those where it's like, okay, there's theoretically something interesting here, and sometimes you see it done. You like occasionally see it done right. I think X-Men Evolution like almost gets it, for example. But mostly he just ends up just being a landmine of just fat-phobic
alleged jokes.
Yeah,
he's not even a good stereotype.
And No.
Like even if you're trying to do a stereotype, it's not even a good example of a stereotype. That's what makes this even worse.
Just
Yeah.
just a fat guy drinking from a big
It's-
gulp, getting offended when you call him blob, and getting all mad and violent, and just throwing around his bigness and just being a coward. And it's like so many offensive things just stacked on top of each other. It is no.
It's the
No.
minor details, like you said, the shirt that kind of puts the cherry on top of just how heinous.
Yeah, it's like
this
how much
cameo
the
was.
how much the creators clearly hate him. Is God. Like it's
Because me too. Like I'm not like a very overly political person, but even I kind of pointed out going when we were watching it
there's
live,
nothing
my
political about
live
this.
reaction was
there's
like,
nothing, you know, no need to couch it in that. There's nothing political about this. It's yeah.
No. What I'm saying is I'm normally not someone who immediately goes that route, but I looked at this going, that's really bad. Like my live reaction was very notable, but like I don't like that
You're
how he looks at all,
yeah.
or the characterization at all. Like I didn't like any of it.
Yeah.
What was the phrase? Human decency costs nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good label. You know, if we had a stamp for that, that would be going across the board for that
yeah,
scene.
for sure. And you know, honestly,
Which actually tacks on like you can have human decency and still be necessarily mean to your characters, but like.
Also, while we're at it, you know, disposable black friend with Will.I.am. Just throw that in there. You know, why not?
Oh, yeah.
And of course, disposable girlfriend.
So, don't you mean sexy lamp?
Yeah. Sorry, that. We
Yeah.
got the sexy
Quicksby,
lamp for
how
you,
familiar
Logan, and
are
then
you
we
with
took
the-
it away, and then we gave it back to you and took it away again.
Yeah, Quicksby, are you familiar with the term sexy lamp?
I am not. Haven't heard that one.
Alright, so how much of this story would change if you replaced the character Kayla with a particularly sexy lamp?
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah. If
Nothing would.
Yeah.
Nothing would change.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
idea of a sexy lamp character. There's also the like related thing of like fridging, which this character, which like was a thing coined in comic spaces specifically from the Kylo Rayner Green Lantern comics, where his girlfriend is like murdered and stuffed into a fridge. And so the whole idea is that yeah, if you have a female character who is who is killed specifically, and especially in a horrible way or otherwise hurt in a horrible way, that is only done so for the sake of harming or motivating a male character, you call that fridging. So like Barbara Gordon getting shot by the Joker, fridging, and Kayla dying, literally fridging twice,
which still doesn't which literally doesn't help the fact that it just makes the woman's role an object still.
Yeah, that's the point of the trope.
Yeah,
that's the point of the trope basically.
Yeah,
it's just different, but
yeah, not always the case, but often the case.
Yeah.
The main character who lost said object of affection doesn't always need to remember them. They just need to remember being angry.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, you know, you don't necessarily like, you know, you can have a character like Babs where it's like she's a pretty well-rounded, pretty interesting character.
Would fridging apply? Would fridging apply to John Wick's dog?
No, because it's more the whole point of fridging is usually misogyny. So I would say for an animal, I would say if anything, John Wick avoids that because his wife is just like dead for unrelated reasons. And then the fact that the motivation is a dog is if anything, people said that was like refreshing, right? Because that's more relatable. That like yes, anyone would do anything with their dog. Yeah, it's more universal. Anyone, man, woman, or other, would do anything if their dog was hurt, right? If your like precious pet was hurt.
For a moment though, I had to remember if his wife died or not in the movie from the break-in or
no. She was dead beforehand. The dog was a gift from her. And so
she died from unrelated terminal illness.
So losing the dog was more about like losing the last thread he had to her, but also just the inherent thing of you hurt my dog, prepare to die. But yeah,
Okay.
that not fridging in that case because yeah, it's honestly just because it's like, who cares if you objectify a dog? Like.
It's okay, Pippin. You don't need to hear people say that.
No, you know what I
Peter's gonna
mean.
come
You know what I
for
mean.
come for your emails.
You know what I mean. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean.
no,
Yeah,
absolutely. Pippin's not even in this room. I said that for the bit.
yeah. Nice. Yeah, just it's using a dog, using an animal for empty motivation is whatever. They're an animal. Using another person for empty motivation, that's a yikes for me, brother.
Also obligatory. I hate PETA.
Yeah, whatever. But so yeah, that's fridging is almost always going to be a female character getting
Misogynist.
killed or hurt for the sake of a male
Okay.
character's motivation.
just-
Occasionally, you'll see it with a male character and a male character. Almost never with a female character and a female character. But usually in the case where it's same sex, the dynamic isn't necessarily going to be.
If it's two women, typically what you have to be more afraid of is doomed Yuri.
Yeah. And even sometimes you'll even see the other way around, where it's like a male character getting killed for the sake of motivating a female character. Yeah, I'll say that honestly. I'll just say it has to be a female character getting hurt for the sake of a male character. The gender dynamic there is important, because the other way around, you get Kill Bill, and that's like that kicks ass.
Yeah.
It has to be gendered in that specific way for it to be considered fridging. It has to be.
I'm trying to think if because I know there's a lot of movies out there. Why does it always have to be the motivations of women? Like, I'd like to see a guy just like be motivated for maybe like same passion, but not because a woman died, but just some other reason. I'm not sure what yet.
Well, you either
Well,
get
there's
Batman,
Dog,
or you get
there's
John Wick, or you get Punisher.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's
Wick is
Dog.
kinda woman, but like you could squint and say it's family.
Yeah.
That's too close. Still, family's still too close.
Mm-hmm. Then you get Batman or John.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like a deal gone bad. I guess like someone got backstabbed or something in a deal.
Ooh, are you familiar with Fallout New Vegas?
Oh gosh.
So that's the first thing that comes to mind with the deal gone bad.
That's funny.
Literally, the game's opening cinematic starts off with you being shot in the head, and your motivation, the quest line is find the fucker who shot you in the head.
Yeah, I'll say you can get some instances where it's like, not necessarily just a woman being fridged for the sake of a man. It happens, but it's more rare, but like it happens, and usually when it happens, like, yeah, it's notable, like with John Wick and the dog, or Batman and his parents, or
Captain America just being him.
Captain America and Bucky,
Captain America and Bucky. That's true. That's the friends trope.
Thinking about it,
friends, very good friends.
Okay, I know the Shepherds.
Hold on, I do want to say, now that I think about it, I think the MCU has been decently good about not having women be the motivating factor for their heroes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that, Quicks, because I wasn't even thinking about other MCU projects to compare to on this Marvel Monday.
I'll say Marvel in general, on average, is better with it than DC. Yeah, DC has a lot of examples where it's like pretty bad. I mean, it literally came from a DC comic, the whole name of the trope. Green Lantern.
And then the other big example you brought up of Babs and the Killing Joke.
Yeah, where it's like with Marvel, it's the female characters can die, but it's not really a source of motivation. Like, right, like the death of Gwen Stacy isn't like motivation for Peter. It's like that's the tragic ending.
Yeah,
although there is still, but that doesn't mean they still aren't the women. It doesn't mean the characters of women are still not the best though. Like a lot of them are just
Yeah, like
yeah.
Jean Grey in these movies, for example, you know, her death might not be the motivation, it's more the tragic end, but still the way she's treated throughout the films is still leaves a lot to be desired. For sure.
Because I'm like, it doesn't erase. We're not saying MCU is better for
No, the
their role
MCU isn't like
casting of women,
enlightened.
but
It's not like enlightened.
that's a very different distinction,
does
and
not
I don't
do
want
anything.
to give that impression.
Does
Yeah,
not it will
like,
it will not do anything for a long time that I would call even vaguely feminist. Not for a long while. And even when it does, you know, there's still critique to be made. It still sucks that they're two like female led movies are shit. Captain Marvel's okay. Black Widow's horrible.
I liked Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel's okay. Black Widow's horrible.
I can't defend that.
On the topic
people
of Black
people
Widow,
shout on Brie Larson way too much. We make a solemn oath to be nice to Brie Larson. We make a solemn oath to be nice to Brie Larson.
What was the other thing she was in? Because I was gonna
Scott
make
Pilgrim.
a joke saying like, oh yeah.
Amongst others.
Listen, she did well in Scott Pilgrim. No, she voiced something recently.
Voice something.
I'll look it up. But basically, yeah, no, she's good.
She's a good actress. She's like just a good actor. I mean, like maybe her role in that movie is written a little flat, but she's like a good actress. And she had a very reasonable. The whole take that got her like canceled, in I put that in 5 different quotations, is so it was so milquetoast.
Oh, she was Rosalina.
In what?
The
Super Mario.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that.
It's visually cool to look at, but
I didn't watch
if
that.
you're going to see it for a story, it's bad.
I didn't care. I watched the first Mario movie and I was like, I didn't need to see that, and then I didn't see the second one.
That's fair.
And I was like, perfect,
I liked
cool.
The first one. I liked the first one.
It wasn't bad. I just came away from it like I didn't need to see that. That was a fine just way to waste 2 hours, but I didn't care.
Target demographic, which I am not a part of.
Yeah.
I'm still.
I mean, I'll take my stupid video game movies. I like the Sonic movies.
Yeah.
But you know.
I mean, but the Sonic movies have at least fun interactive story. So like.
Yeah. They're not just like they're not just jingling keys in front of you for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
literally.
We also
had... Go.
I was just gonna say, like, the bare minimum they put in the first one, they threw that out the window for the second one.
Yeah, they're trite, but like, you know, I mean, like, I said, the Sonic movies are like trite, like cliched as hell, and you know, they're like, I don't know, they're just kind of average in a lot of ways, but like, they're like fun, and I enjoy them a lot, and they have stories at least.
Where exactly are we in this Wolverine critique?
We were talking about Blob, and then we got way distracted.
Just let the tism go off stream.
Yeah, why not? It's more fun. This is where Will.i.am gets killed. They find Gambit. Gambit, whose actor is like clearly from California and failing to do just like a vaguely southern accent.
Not even attempted.
No. Don't care. Will.i.am dies because we got to be mean to all the minorities in this movie. And this is also where we identified like, wow, the fight scenes in this are like real dog shit, huh? They're quite bad.
We were commenting on it back during the military part where they were chasing down Logan after the farm. Here we're just like, this is just the way things are.
Fight scene against Gambit is horrible. And no. This is where it was just like everyone's just on wires. Everyone just looks. It's cartoony. It's
the fight scenes are also super cliche, and it's not even like a good cheese either. It's I
glossed over the whole cool guys walk from explosions moment where it's like really badly green screened. Oh, I forgot to mention that. That was where he kills the shit out of the gunman.
Agents.
Yep.
Yeah,
Agent Gunn.
In the helicopter.
Yeah. So, Vic and Stryker kidnapping Cyclops. They're kidnapping sweet baby boy Cyclops.
For reasons.
We gotta give him some trauma. And
timeline doesn't match up with everything. We don't care.
Yeah, and they're also doing some experiments on Wade Wilson at this point, and if we cared about the character at all at this point, I'm sure it would be impactful and horrifying, but we don't, so it doesn't matter. And Wolverine like pretends to be horrified for half a second. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's just like, oh no, Wade, you don't gotta do this, and then it's just like, it's die.
It's also funny, right? They have like a whole so they have a whole like prison full of different full of different mutants and such. And we even see the like Deadpool have like the teleportation powers of Will.i.am. And the way they frame certain scenes seems like in a storyboard at one point that maybe the intention was to have it be like they're surgically like removing certain bits from these mutants and like putting him into Deadpool. And because like there's a scene specifically where you see all these surgical scars around like his eyes, right, that makes the mask, and you see even his eyes getting like completely opened up and replaced. And so you get the feeling like maybe the intention was like a surgical thing, right? But because they wanted to have him use all these recognizable powers, like having the retractable sword things and like having the laser beam eyes and the healing,
they couldn't mutilate the main characters.
Yeah. They're like, we can't blind Scott. We can't rip Scott's eyes out of his sweet precious baby boy skull. So yeah, as a result, it's another little moment where you're like, I think I can see what maybe they were trying to do at one point, but then because the writers are fucking toothless, they couldn't do that. And so they went left to a direction that is weaker in the end, right? Like, I imagine maybe a better version of this where, you know, they actually established the gang a little better, right? You know, the old gang, and they established their powers well, and the movie concluded like it led up to basically them being killed one at a time and them being absorbed, like all their powers being combined into this one guy, this one like Frankenstein kind of guy. And that's what Wolverine had to fight at the end, the manifestation of all his past buddies, his past, like literally the manifestation of his past, both good and bad, right? In like a version of the movie where, you know, he actually liked those guys and they had a rapport and they actually did fucked up shit together. But no.
Yeah.
But no.
Listen, if you guys want like
that would have been too good.
Between the director, just go watch Seven Samurai to figure out how to make an ensemble cast work, okay?
Oh my god, we should watch Seven Samurai. I have the DVD right on my shelf here. I wish I was watching Seven Samurai.
We must persist.
Yeah, but I'm kind of rewriting the movie at this point, which is, again, not a thing that I actually like to do, but I can't help but doing it because I can so clearly see what this movie almost was if it wasn't tied down to continuity, a continuity that at the end of the day would not matter anyway. And like, and it's, you know, just it just wanted to pile too many cliches onto each other. It couldn't just develop well the few that could have worked, you know?
Oh yeah, no.
It
felt like a melting pot, and they were just like, "Eh,
throw everything in. Why not?
Why not?"
Yeah, and then the movie's like actually quite short too, is the odd thing, you know. So nothing gets any time whatsoever. Like, I don't know. It's just frustrating, right? Because again, I can just almost see what it could have been, and again,
the potential that never was realized.
Yeah. All this just for the sake of continuity, kind of. Who gives a shit? Like the best movie in this series is Logan, the one that has no the one that did not give a single shit about continuity. Not even a little.
Says, fuck you, everyone's dead.
Charles is just alive in that movie, and everyone else is dead. Like they said, fuck it. Who cares about continuity? Let's just make a good movie, and everyone remembers it, right? And then this one, they're trying so hard to grasp onto continuity, and like I keep on saying, they disregarded most of the continuity of this movie anyway because they recognized it was dog shit. If it was just a good movie on its own, it wouldn't have mattered. You know, like, oh god, it's frustrating. And this is why this movie, like, despite being technically better than some of the ones on the bottom of this list, actually, it deserves its place at the bottom. Maybe not the very bottom, but you know, we'll have this discussion in a second. What the fuck is next? I don't know. They fight Deadpool. Victor sides with him, and they, I don't know, gives a shit. It's Victor. Victor and Wolverine work together. Charles go rescues some children. Bad de-aging. He's walking for some reason. Fuck me. I hate this. The girlfriend dies again. And then Stryker has maybe the dumbest line in the entire movie. Because, right, Stryker's whole thing is, I'm going to shoot Logan in the head with some adamantine bullets that we saved. And they're like, why? He'll survive it. And he's like, his brain may heal, but his memories won't. 1 second.
So anyways, he shoots him in the head and his brain heals, but his memories don't. Yeah. Ooh. And on the topic of things, we actually did forget a little bit of some context.
Oh my god. Yeah?
So they figure
fucking
out...
Fucking heart attack. Oh. People watching fucking loud movies next door. Whatever.
Oh, okay, no one cares about context. I just speak.
Oh, you sure?
Wrap us up. Lily? Okay. Well,
I feel it.
Yeah, while she's settling the thing, the reason why the other two do a bit of a heel turn is because Kayla, she's just like, oh, he's just using us. We're not ever going to get what we wanted. As if that's a big revelation. This is the US government. And so then Sabretooth is like, damn, fuck this shit. Then Kayla's also like, damn, fuck this shit. And then she gets shot while just saving some orphans or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. What else do we really have to say on this, Quixby?
There's not really much to say. That's the problem.
Yeah,
and what we do have to say is negative. We don't have like a lot of praise for this movie at all.
There's not a lot of meat to chew on for this proverbial... Yeah.
Not even meat, just cheese.
Okay.
It's literally just cheese.
Oh, what bad cheese, a rancid. Fuck. Okay, so
we were just talking about like there's no meat to chew on about this movie. I'm like, it's not even meat, it's cheese.
Start with the whole like line of like his brain may heal but his memories won't. Oh god. That's gotta be the pull quote for this, right? That's gotta be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What even else is there to talk about? He shoots him in the head, double taps him in the head, loses memories.
I'm not annoyed about the mind control thing.
Yeah. Oh, I don't care.
Because remember, we had to maintain continuity.
Whatever. All I care about at this point is just the final scene of just like Deadpool. They cut off Deadpool's head, right? But like, you know, he has the Wolverine healing. He's fine. Deadpool, you know, of course Deadpool can recover from that. And like the end credit scene, the end credit stinger is him picking up his own head and then his mouth opening up because they sew his mouth shut, like famously in this one, which everyone pissed. You know, he's the merc with the mouth. Why the fuck would you do that? What? And so he like. So he like, I don't know. I can describe it aside from it was just their lame, limp fucking attempt to be like Deadpool will return in the future movie. He won't.
Is this gonna be what happens to Star-Lord? I hope it does. It sounds funny.
I don't know. But honestly, that's like the end of the movie, and I am just ready for this. We've been going for like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. I am ready to just rank this. And for us to just be done, like just put this to rest. Let me share the ranking.
Dead horse.
Let me share the ranking. Let me screen share the ranking over here.
Lily and I were getting into a conversation about this. I personally feel that it should rank above Hulk. She was of the mind that it should be below.
Hulk is technically worse, but it did not make me as angry as this one did.
But you also love the X-Men, though.
I do.
He's the one
Yeah, I'm
putting
like,
it lower.
I'm putting it lower.
So it.
Yeah, I'm the one who was saying like, even though there was a lot done wrong here, I still think
I had a
overall it's a
better
stronger
time
movie
watching
due
Hulk,
to.
even though it was long.
Did
But at
you?
Yeah,
least it
I
was
was
funny.
saying. Yeah, I think the crux of my argument was the actors were competent and were basically the ones holding the line in this movie.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, if I were to like just go like objectively, you know, just what is just the objectively correct as far as just sheer quality goes, place to put this film, probably above Elektra. But as far as how it personally made me feel, below Hulk. That's my desired placement. I'm what how are you guys feeling?
I think I
you
would
already
put it
know
above
my mind.
Electra.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do.
You want to put it above Elektra, Luck?
Mm-hmm.
I was saying above Hulk.
Okay. I feel like in between Hulk and Elektra is the compromise placement.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's
just
the
above Hulk,
tiebreaker.
but
The tiebreaker
yeah,
is
put it
If that's
above
the
Hulk.
case, yeah, if that's the case, below Daredevil.
Oh gosh. So yeah. In between Elektra and Hulk is the tiebreaker.
Man, this is like, we know Captain America, the
Not
theatrical cut, is kind of
Elektra.
like the line. If it goes below that line, you know it's like a bad
Yeah.
movie. That's the problem.
Oh yeah.
That's like the junk pile line. If it's worse than the 1990 theatrical cut, you're like, you're in bottom of the barrel
I
I mean,
territory.
Daredevil. We kind of established Daredevil is like the last bastion of like shit, of dog shit. So yeah.
The Incredible Hulk. That one, at the very least, I felt, well, a little numb, but like I did feel affronted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but just Hulk, like, yeah.
Yeah. I think so. This is our current ranking. This is our current ranking, guys, from Spider-Man 2 all the way to Blade Trinity. This is what we're looking at here.
Insane.
Absolutely. And with that, I think we're done here.
Well then, lurkers, chatters, here for a little, here for a while. I thank you all the same. This is Luck, bowing off. And remember, everyone, lucky days.
And 3, 2, 1. Good
Good
night.